the man, the myth, the legend, Justin St. Clair. Hopefully I can bribe him for some golf lessons. You're on the 24/7 Mindset podcast. So first of all, thank you for making time to connect.
100%. No, thanks for having me. I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny how how's all transpired. You know, not too long ago, I was seeing your ads and looking you up online and just like, and here we are. Now we're on a podcast and we're starting to develop a relationship. So it's funny how things can transpire really quickly.
Absolutely awesome, dude. Hopefully we'll get to tee it up soon together. All right. So my book, you can buy it online for like $20. Yep. But first, you had to go check me out on RETR and make sure I wasn't a Yahoo. And like before you spent $20, like walk me through that mindset.
Yeah, you know, I've been in the business now over 10 years, and the truth is, Wally, there's a lot of people that talk a big game, right? And I'm a believer. If I'm going to follow somebody, they've got to have had results, right? To me, it's all about the bottom line. Are you able to do what you preach? And you know, I kept seeing your ads online, and one day you did say something like, "Hey, check me out on RETR," and I said, "You know, that's a good idea." Yeah. So I looked you up on RETR and saw the numbers, and I was blown away. I'm like, well, listen, obviously this guy knows what he's doing. I want to check it out. So the first thing I did is I immediately ordered the book. Okay. I read it from front to finish, like cover, in about 2 days. Totally had me sucked in. The tactics, everything that you were talking about, in my opinion, is the holy grail of what most lenders are missing. And I was totally hooked. And from there, I always kind of joke, I slid into your DMs with some golf tips, and you know, we started developing a relationship from there.
You're quickly becoming one of my favorite people. I love that. How the heck do you read the book in just 2 days?
Well, you know, it was easy. I mean, I just, every single day when I wake up, I think about my business. I go to bed thinking about my business. And, you know, a lot of times the things that you hear, it's the same old stuff, right? Go call realtors, right? Get them to send you business. And I would say that in our world, like we take, and we never give back. And if I were to give you a theme to the book, really, it's more about focus on giving. And if you do that at a high level, you will get, and the tactics that you were talking about were just things that I never heard. And that's the one thing, Wally, that I will say. Most books are very fluff. I would say your books on each segment throughout, and it's very robust. It's very tactical, right? Every time I read a chapter, I was like, just not only how you structure your team, it's how you pay. Like that's stuff that you just don't see, Wally. And that blew me away. And so I was just, you know, once I started reading it, I couldn't put it down.
Well, I always find it comical. I mean, that silly book, it was like, I don't know, 250 pages or something like that. That literally took me, I don't know, I think it was almost like 9 months to write, even having a ghost author and writing it. But I probably read, so when you write a book, you write a chapter, and there's like 19 different edits back and forth, and which is exhausting. But you know what's super cool, man, is like when you put your legacy on paper, when you put your passion on paper, and other people admire it and other people appreciate it. So thank you for caring to say that. I just was really passionate around, if I'm going to write a book, it's going to have implementation in it. I'm not this big rah-rah guy. I'm going to motivate you to conquer the world. Like, that's just not me. It's just like, dude, you want to be a better flipping father and have time to be a better father? Do this. You want to be a better flipping husband and you want time to do that? Do this. You want to be able to double your income and double your time off? Do this. I'm just not that dude that's like, hey, man, you can do it. And like, I want to be the best father I can be. I want to be the best husband I can be. And I want to have a following of people that want to be the best partners, the best spouses, the best parents they can be.
You know, I would add to that, Wally, one of the things that really stuck out in the book is, yes, obviously it's about producing more and big numbers, but the 24/7, right? I think that there's a lot to that, and it's not talked a lot about in our business. I think that oftentimes one of the biggest struggles that we have as originators is that we do self-sabotage a little bit. At the end of the day, when you say, you know, people will say things like, I don't want to be a top producer. What they're really saying is anybody will take double the loans. What they don't want to do is double the amount of work and double the time. And I love the fact that you talk about 24/7 being 7 months of the year, 24 hours per week, right? So there's this idea and a mindset that you can do more and be efficient and not work more. And that really holds us back. And I know, and if I'm being really candid, early in my career, as I was growing more and more, I think sometimes I would let off the gas because I didn't have the systems and structure in place. And I want to stay married, right? I wanted to be present for my kids. And I'm like, I can't work 70 hours. I'm just burnt to a crisp. I can't do this week in and week out. And so that was something else that really stuck out, is that it was more about, yes, let's produce big numbers, but let's do it efficiently and build out teams and structure so you can also have a life as well outside of mortgage.
Well, I think the biggest thing is the biggest loss, the biggest loser, the biggest detriment in business is this silly thing that's called an ego. And I can't tell you how many years I feel I failed because I was sacrificing my family to be a good provider for the business. I was sacrificing my workouts. I was sacrificing my health so I could be a good provider for the business. And there's like this martyr feeling of this trying to, I'm sacrificing all this for you all. I'm like, bro, like that was so egotistical on my part that at the end of the day, like my kids didn't care if I made 100,000 or $1 million or 10 million. They wouldn't know the difference, right? They wanted me to be around. And when I realized like really quickly, like, you know, I'm just trying to feed my ego by just winning that next award or getting that next $1 million in production or landing that top realtor. And once I really understood it, there's a great book. I learned a quote from it. It said, starve the disease of me, empower the power of we. And with name being Wally Illiberry, we to me was like, okay, so if I focus on what I want to be known for, but I help so many other people around me reach that goal, I'm going to get my time back. I'm going to make more money.
Yeah.
And when I stopped focusing on me and started focusing on we, the businesses took off. And there was an awesome book called The Go-Giver. And it teaches so much around the essence of who you are and who you surround yourself be. And that's who I wanted my kids to see. Like, that's who dad was.
I couldn't agree more. You're 100% right in the fact that we all start in this business. And when you're first hungry and you're growing it, I mean, you're out there hustling. But then there becomes a tipping point where you get your business going and you start producing and you start looking at leaderboards. And the truth is, if you look in the mirror, you know, as much as I'd like to say this is about, you know, providing for the family and the kids, it's really about me, right? It can become, you know, somewhat addicting. And then you have to think about that. Like, what is the image that I'm providing for my kids, right? You know, how am I showing up for my wife? Is this really about providing, or is this really more about getting to a certain level or the next award or being recognized by my peers? It really is about you, and it is an ego thing. And you're 100% right. Lean into the people around you. There's like a saying, what is it? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go in a pack, right? So, you know, it's so spot on.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, hopefully I'll get a chance to meet your wife one day, and hopefully you'll get a chance to meet mine. But what I love about my wife is she really just cuts through the BS pretty damn quickly. And she's got this famous line that is like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to go after this. I'm going to do this. And she goes, why do you have to be so greedy? We don't need all that. And I'm like, no, my dreams are this. I'm like, why do you need to be so greedy? We don't need all that. And I was forced, for me to have the buy-in of my spouse to be ambitious, I needed to make dinners. For me to have a buy-in of my spouse to be ambitious and grow and build all these big dreams and I needed to be able to be present for meals, sporting activities, and be part of my children's life. And once I focused around that, and once I was able to be successful with being present, she was like, go do whatever you want, go build whatever you want to build. And that to me was a great partnership.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm Wally, I'm still learning, right? It's you know, my wife is the same. She's very good at being rather direct, right? She lets me know calls it how it is. Love that.
I figured you'd appreciate that.
And you're right. It's like, you know, what if it's important enough, you'll be there, right? Yeah. And when you're not there, what is that showing to your wife or your kids, right? And you know, make sure you know your priorities and put them first. And it's incredible that when my wife is on board with my dreams and my plan and she's helping me, my God, can I go so much further? And it's so important that every day that I do show her that she is more important. And little things like, for a long time, I would say things like, hey, I can't call you back. I can't answer. I'm busy. I've got appointments. That's really telling her that the business is more important than her, right? So I've made a conscious decision when she calls, like I will drop things to call her back, even if it's a couple minutes, because I want to show her that she's still more important than the business. And that can get lost really easy in this business because you feel like you are so important and you're so busy.
So I don't know how to speak to women, but I'll speak to the men. Hopefully, if a woman is watching this, you guys will understand that. As us professionals, it's not about you. It's not about the ego that we all have as top producers. It's 1,000% about the impact that we make. But we got to have time to be able to make an impact. So I'd love for you to share comments and below on this podcast. But more importantly, it's like there's a better way of doing business. Loan officers, if you're listening, you have to stop doing the best you can do and start doing it the best way it can be done. And when you can learn the best way it can be done, not only can you double your income, but also double your time off. So we've got a mortgage community called the Multiplier Mindset Community. I personally coach in it on a weekly basis. And from the Multiplier Mindset Community, if you want my investment of my time and you to help you have a quality of business and a quality of life, click on the link below and I'd love to coach you personally.